My life's a mess, don't know what to do. But every storm's a chance to break through. It's time to rise, to stand my ground, to chase my dreams and turn it all around. It's time for a change, time to set me free. Stay self-aware, resilient as can be. Life's a fight, but I'm here to say, put on your helmet, we're paving the way. We're paving the way.
Welcome back to Life's a Bitch. Get a helmet. This is Fry. I'm excited to dive into a topic that's been on my mind lately. Have you ever felt stuck in a decision? Like you're spinning your wheels and not getting anywhere? If so, you're not alone. I've spent years internalizing conversations about decisions that need to happen for me, or my family, or my coworkers. These weren't just surface level thoughts. They were deep, often repetitive discussions in my head. When it came to my decisions, I found that I wasn't giving myself any credit, putting myself down, and feeding into my depression and anxiety. Today, we're talking about 3 tools that can help you break through that mental fog. First, changing your negative inner voice to a positive one. Then, using self-talk as a method to process your thoughts. And finally, leveraging sounding boards for external perspective. These simple but powerful practices can help you gain clarity and confidence when facing tough decisions. And by the end of this episode, I'll give you a practical exercise to try, so you can put those ideas into action. Before we dive in, let's give a shout out to Stella Blues. Whether you're a vaping veteran or considering an alternative to smoking, Stella Blues and Fenton is my go-to. They're not just experts in their field. They genuinely care about their customers' needs and safety. And the best part? You can now order online. If you stop by, tell them Fry sent you. Now, let's get back to this episode. Changing your negative inner voice. I've always tried to be positive and optimistic, especially in my younger years. This was because of my experiences growing up. I hate to admit it, but most of the memories I have of my childhood, they're not good. As I got older, I started calling myself names more often. After joining the military and moving up through the ranks, I would do some pretty good stuff, and that would build my confidence. But when I jacked it up, I never let it go. I call myself horrible names. Names I wouldn't say in front of my own mama, even as an adult. Each negative event would pile up with the rest. I had to learn to be nice to myself. Unlike some people who push their negativity outward, I aimed it inward, and I treated everyone else better than I treated myself. I didn't think I was worth shit, honestly. So here's what I had to do. First, I set a time frame for negative thoughts. I now allow myself 1 or 2 days. I try not to go past 1 day. But sometimes I need the extra day. But I give myself 1 or 2 days to feel frustrated, angry with myself. We need to acknowledge and feel emotions. But they don't have to rule our lives. So after feeling the emotions, and giving them space to happen. I then focus myself to shift into a positive mindset. Next, I reassess what's in my control. Once I have control over my emotions, I'm able to think logically and problem solve. I analyze if I have control over the problem. If I do, I work to fix it. If I don't, I let it go. After all that, I have to give myself credit where credit is due. I remind myself that I am better than I give myself credit for. I need to believe in myself more than I need others to believe in me. Otherwise, it's all going to go downhill, no matter what. We all have an inner dialogue, but how we use it matters. Negative self-talk can be like carrying an extra 50 pounds on your back. It slows you down and makes every step harder. Marc Cordon, in his TED Talk, The Power of Self-Talk, explains that we need to pay attention to the tone we use with ourselves. If you constantly tell yourself, "I suck at this," you start to believe it. But if you say, "I'm still learning and I'm getting better," your brain starts rewiring itself to focus on growth. Learning how to be kinder to myself didn't happen overnight, and I'll be honest, it's something I still have to work at. But once I started shifting the inner voice, something unexpected happened. I found myself wanting to say things out loud, to process them in real time, instead of letting them just bounce around in my head. That's when I realized the power of self-talk. It's not just about having nicer thoughts. It's about giving those thoughts a voice, literally. So let's talk about what self-talk actually is, and how it can help you take the next step forward. For clarity, self-talk is simply the process of speaking your thoughts out loud. It's not about being silly or talking to yourself aimlessly. It's a way to organize your thoughts and make sense of what's going on in your head. Here's the thing. Record your thoughts. Write them down. Take notes. Do whatever you need to while you're talking out loud. This isn't just about venting. It's about getting to a better understanding of what's really eating at you. When you hear your own words, you start to notice patterns, emotions, and even solutions you might not have even seen before. For me, self-talk, it really wasn't natural. I used to internalize everything, keeping my thoughts bottled up. It made me quiet and isolated at work and at home. I didn't even realize how much it was holding me back. I got lucky though. A friend of mine at work noticed. He'd wait until lunch to start asking questions. "All right, Fry, you've been here all damn morning. It's time. What the is going on?" Just hearing myself talk out loud helped me figure out what I was really dealing with and what decisions I needed to make. Military.com says self-talk is what you tell yourself about your value, relevance, abilities, etc. Self-talk is either positive, "I'm great," or negative, "I always fail." As you talk to yourself, you behave in ways consistent with the statements about yourself. Positive self-talk makes you walk confidently into a meeting, open to possibilities and full of hope. Negative self-talk can take away all self-confidence and pride in your abilities, sabotaging your potential for success. Now, while self-talk is an incredible tool for processing your thoughts and emotions, sometimes we need an outside perspective to help us see things more clearly. This is where the sounding boards come into play. Having someone to reflect your thoughts back to you can make all the difference in decision making. Let's dive into how sounding boards can enhance your ability to make clearer and more confident choices. A sounding board is someone you trust to listen without judgment and help you reflect on your thoughts. This could be a friend, a family member, even a professional like a life coach or therapist. Now, over the years, I've been blessed to have a couple different sounding boards, and each one provided a unique perspective depending on the topic. Having multiple sounding boards has taught me that no one person has the answers, but together they can give you a more well-rounded view. There are different ways to approach a sounding board depending on the situation. For example, I might say, "Hey John, I've been mulling around an idea about something. Do you have time to talk about it with me? I haven't made a decision yet. It's not the final decision. So I could really use your perspective." Or if I've already thought through the decision, I might say, "Hey Steve, so here's the thing I've been thinking about. I've already considered doing this because of X, Y, and Z. I know A, B, and D need to happen first. And T, Q, and P could happen in the process. Is there something I'm not seeing before I move forward with this?" In an article from Make the Connection, veterans transitioning into civilian life after military service may be surprised to find themselves without the system of support that they have come to know and rely on. If you don't currently have a friend or group to bounce ideas and thoughts off of, now might be the time to seek out a sounding board. Having someone you trust to provide insight and feedback can be a game changer in making more informed decisions. So the beauty of these tools, all three tools, is how well they complement each other. Self-talk helps you process your thoughts. Changing your inner voice helps you frame those thoughts in a constructive way. And a sounding board provides that crucial external perspective. By combining them, you create a strong foundation for making clear, confident decisions. So each of these tools plays a specific role in how we process and act on our thoughts. Self-talk allows you to articulate your ideas, sort through your emotions, and identify the root of your thoughts. Reframing your inner voice ensures that your self-talk is constructive, not destructive. It helps you shift your mindset from self-doubt to self-empowerment. And a sounding board introduces external insights. Those insights challenge blind spots and provide validation or constructive feedback. Using these tools in sequence prevents you from getting stuck in negative thinking loops or making impulsive decisions. It provides a structured way to process emotions, weigh options, and take action with confidence. So let's start with self-talk. Take a moment to verbalize or write down your thoughts. whether it's a personal challenge, a leadership decision, or an emotional struggle. Talk through it as if you were explaining it to someone else. Now let's reframe your inner voice. Let's identify self-defeating language. Are you being overly critical? Are you catastrophizing? Shift your internal narrative to be constructive. Focus on growth and solutions instead of self-doubt. Let's consult a sounding board. Now that you've processed and refined your thoughts, seek input from someone you trust. Like I've said, this could be a mentor, a friend, or a colleague who can offer a different perspective without judgment. Now let's refine and act based on your own reflections and external feedback. Make a decision and take action with greater clarity and confidence. Afterwards, review the outcome. Look back at the process. Did it help? Were there moments where self-doubt crept in? How did the sounding board influence your final decision? By repeating this cycle, you develop a habit of clear thinking and intentional decision making, making you more resilient and self-aware over time. To wrap things up, let's take a moment and recap what we covered today. We started with tackling that negative inner voice, the one that keeps you stuck in self-doubt and makes every mistake feel 10 times worse. I shared how setting a time frame for negative thoughts, reassessing what's in my control, and giving yourself credit can help shift your mindset towards something more constructive. Then, we explored self-talk, not just thinking, but actually speaking our thoughts out loud. Whether you record yourself, write notes, or simply verbalize your thoughts, this process can help you recognize patterns, uncover emotions, and make sense of difficult decisions. Finally, we talked about sounding boards, trusted people who provide external perspectives, helping you challenge blind spots and validate your thoughts before making a decision. Having someone to reflect things back to you can be a game changer. And now, here's your challenge for the week. Put these tools into practice. Record yourself talking through a decision, whether it's work-related issues, a personal dilemma, or something you've been stuck on. Listen back and take notes. Pay attention to any negative patterns or hesitation in your thinking. Reframe any negative self-talk into something constructive. Find a sounding board, someone you trust, to share a refined version of your thoughts and ask for their perspective. And then make a decision and implement it. See how using these tools changes the way you approach decision making. Thanks for tuning in. Please, if you try this, let me know. Email, website, give me feedback. I would love to hear your story. Stay self-aware, stay resilient. And as always, life's a bitch. Get it home.
Boundaries are set, dreams in sight. With every step I'm winning the fight. Life's a bitch, but I'm holding tight. Join the journey, let's ignite. It's time for a change, time to set me free.